friends, let's start with the sewing pattern. If you already have a crop top sewing pattern, you can go ahead and skip this step. Otherwise, it's as simple as just taking a crop top you already own and tracing all around it. And you want to add your seam allowance. I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance here. I want to use this pattern later, so I'm going to use a marker to just draw over my pencil markings. Now draw a line down the center of your pattern. You're going to use one side for your back piece. The difference between the front and the back is that the back piece has a higher neckline. Then you're going to cut out your pattern so that you can use it for the next step. You're going to cut 2 pieces for both your front and back, and you're going to cut them on fold. Now the real star of the show here is your fabric. When you pick out your fabric, you want a stretchy knit fabric that stretches both lengthwise and widthwise. So to cut on fold, you're just going to fold in one edge of your fabric wide enough for your pattern, and you're going to place the center line of your fabric on the folded edge. Here I'm just cutting out 1 piece each for my front and back, so I had to repeat this step off camera so I could have 2 pieces for the front and 2 pieces for the back. So the next thing you want to do is lay your 2 front pieces together. This is where you start to build the foundation of a seamless look. You want to take your pin and pin around the neckline, the sleeve line, and the bottom, because you don't want to sew the side seams and the shoulder seams. Then you're going to repeat this step for your back piece, and then you can take it to your sewing machine or your serger. I decided to make about 3 of these, so I'm just showing you the process on 3 different materials. You can either serge the neckline, sleeves, and bottom, or you can use a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. Now pay close attention to this next part. You're going to take one side, it doesn't matter whether it's front or back, and you're going to turn it inside out. I picked the front. If you want your sewing to look professional, you have to press your seams. So once you're done turning it inside out, you're going to press your seams open, and then you're going to press them flat. So I had turned out my front piece. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take my front piece and insert it into my back piece using the open side seam. I'm now trying to line up the shoulder seams of my front piece and my back piece from the inside of the back piece. Now you're going to do this for each of your seams, making sure that the seams are properly lined up and edges are touching. Once you're done lining it up, you're going to pin to hold it in place before you sew. Now you're going to repeat this process for your side seams before taking it to your sewing machine to either serge or use a zigzag stitch to close it up. So at this point, you're probably wondering, Nay, if all my seams are closed up, how am I supposed to turn my shirt inside out? So the next step is to take a seam ripper and make an opening. It doesn't have to be too large. I recommend about 2 inches. It just has to be wide enough for you to turn your entire crop top inside out. And you have to probably fight with your crop top a little bit during this part, but once you turn it inside out, you're basically done. The last thing you just have to do is to take needle and thread and close up your seam using a ladder stitch. And just look at this beauty. And also look at the crop top. Leave a comment below if this turned out to be easier or harder than you thought it was going to be. Now, if you found this video useful and you liked it, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next DIY video. Bye!